So we've already been over some of the weird text messages that people send, and normally they come off as desperate and incredibly needy, and it's embarrassing for the guy. But this one that I just found blows all of them out of the water because it's not necessarily desperate and it's not necessarily anything else other than the fact that this guy essentially once praised for not just ripping off this girl's clothing and just going hog wild with her without her permission. And he essentially wants praise for that. We're gonna go through it and you'll get where I'm coming from when we do that. But I've never seen a text message sound this rapey in all of my life. So we're just gonna go through it again because I enjoy doing these cringy, weird, creepy text messages from weird guys. But going through this, I can't really tell if they know each other or if this situation just so happened to happen and he got her number through that. I've got no idea. It doesn't really give much context behind it, but we're gonna go through it. I'll see what you guys think, because yeah, this is not an optimal way to pick up a woman. But anyways, let's start it. So he starts very innocently enough with, "How are you doing today?" To which she replies, "I'm good, thanks. Just went for an early morning swim." So, you know, complete casual messaging at the very beginning there. And again, I can't really tell through the messages if, you know, these know each other quite well, if they work together and they were, spoiler alert, stuck on the lift together. That's where the creepiness starts to happen. But I can't tell if, like I said, if they work together and that's the reason why, if they just so happened to be stuck in the lift and they got to talking and, you know, he got a number through there because it was a bit of a funny story and they made friends. But I'm going to assume they know each other from work, just to put something in my head because it's hurting my brain. Anyways, let's continue. So he says, in a very non-creepily way, "I'd love to see that. Can I tell you something?" Which is roundabout probably the worst thing you can hear on a text message. If anybody ever texts you saying, "Can I tell you something?" One, you can't not let them tell you now, because if you turn around and go, "You know what it is? No, I don't really want to hear what you have to say," you're just making a hostile situation, and it's going to make everything awkward anyways. And again, if they do work together or whatever, it's going to make a very awkward situation, which clearly he doesn't care because he's about to make an incredibly awkward and very creepy situation happen anyways. But, you know, if someone says, "Can I tell you something?" it's usually then followed by the weirdest shit, or you shut it down and it makes for an incredibly awkward situation. But anyways, she goes, "Yeah. I admit, I was nervous being confined to such a small space with a beautiful woman." She rightly replied to that saying, "Okay, I don't really know what to say to that, lol." Which, what would you say? That sounds creepy as fuck. If someone texts you, just be like, "I admit, you know, I was a little bit nervous being confined to such a small space, such a beautiful woman." What the hell were you expecting? For her to be like, "Oh my god, fucking marry me now"? That was poetic. That was such a beautiful way of putting that. No, it's creepy. It's fucking weird. But, you know, he continues and he makes things so much worse. So yeah, he goes, "The mind wanders." And then continues with, "You're lucky you got trapped with a good guy." Oh, isn't she just the luckiest? And she, again, rightly replies, "But what does that even mean?" Because what would it mean? You know, if some guy goes, "Oh my, like we were trapped in the lift together, you remember that, right? God, you're such a beautiful woman. I got the sweats being trapped in there with such beautiful, the mind, it wanders. But you're lucky you were in there with a good guy, not one of those animals out there." What the fuck else is she supposed to think? You can't, it comes off creepy no matter what. And I'm like, he's got to have, you know, sentience and that. There's no way you could say that out loud or say that in a sentence in a text message and not think to yourself, maybe that comes off a little bit creepy. But apparently this guy nailed it. He was just like, "No, I fucking nailed that she's gonna drop to her knees right now." But anyways, we continue. He says, "Don't worry, I don't intend on harming you in any way. I was simply explaining that any warm-blooded male would be tested in that situation." Like, what? What the fuck? Do people not read these messages beforehand? What? We're gonna continue. Anyway, she says, I'm not following, which, again, rightfully so. How the fuck would you? Like, he's scrambling my brain right now. It's fucking... Anyways, continuing. He says, don't worry. You have the perfect body. Those small breasts and soft, thick thighs leading to that voluptuous ass are delightful. Thank you for existing. So he went full send here. He went, again, like in the last one, 0 to 100 real goddamn quick. Except unlike the last one where the guy was like, I'm joking. Bada bing, bada boom. He does not. He sticks with it. He doesn't even try. Like, what do you think is going to happen? And again, she continues that saying, and now I shall cease to exist in your life. So yeah, again, rightfully so, because you're not going to continue this fucking conversation with this absolute creep. But, which again, leads me to think that they don't really know each other, because she went, and now I'll cease to exist in your life. So obviously, well, they can't work together. Otherwise, you know, she'd obviously see him at work, which... just it must mean they just met each other in this goddamn lift, and that is it. And he somehow managed to swindle her number. I don't know if he was a gent in this lift, you know, kept all of his dirty, disgusting thoughts in his own head until he, you know, got home, and he was like, I know what I'll do. I'll text her exactly what I was thinking. She'll find it respectful that I'm, you know, I didn't just launch it and rip off her clothes like some sort of wild animal. She'll love that, because other men would have done that. No, you're just a fucking creep. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are far worse people out there that sometimes do act upon their darkest thoughts, and they are definitely worse than this guy, but even so, he's not far off. I don't get what he was thinking, especially with that last bit when he just, like I said, he went full send and was just telling her how hot she is, basically. And then, you know, you go a couple of steps back and you realize he was basically talking about how she's lucky he was such a nice guy, otherwise he would have ripped her clothes off right there and then proceeds to then say, basically he's been checking her out real bad in this lift. Jesus Christ. But I don't get it. How do people do this? How? Did this guy, did people not read their own messages beforehand and think, you know what, maybe this is a little too much. Maybe I shouldn't send this message. No. Apparently, people don't think like you and I. They just fucking think, you know what it is? I don't know this girl. I'm sending over text message. And I'll shoot my shot. And if it doesn't work, then, you know, who cares? It's not going to lead anywhere until the fucking police come knocking at your door and you're getting arrested. God damn it. Anyways, yeah, so I just saw this and I thought it was just so fucking creepy the way he was going on. Especially that whole, you know, you're lucky I'm a nice guy and the mind wanders and shit. God damn it. Anyways, yes, thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any like creepy messages or anything like that, by the way, that you see and you want me to make a video on, by all means, leave a link in the comments or something, and I'll go and read it. Because there are so many of these stories, and all of them are so fucking funny in the most disturbing way. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.